Your call is important to us. Please hold the line.
All operators are busy at the moment. We apologize for the wait and will answer you shortly. Our operators are busy at the moment. Your call is being transferred. Thank you for calling.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Hotline. Another exciting episode is in store. The news just doesn't stop coming. And boy, do we have some interesting news to talk about today. Of course, I'm not doing it alone. Joining me in studio, Nico from the Entertainment Connection and Mr. E of TLEV Media. Gentlemen, holy smokes. Do we have our first HHN announcement? Is it not? What is it? What's going on?
Yeah,
I think it's an announcement. It's our first official IP announcement. We just don't know what.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's going to be the big topic today, but we'll get into that later. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. I see you guys. I love all the rings. It's great. The Faz line is here. Oh, yeah. He's here all right. He's here all right. Rob, what's up, brother? I know some of you guys just got done watching HHN 365's live stream, and some of you are here after that, and I appreciate that. You guys are the right kind of people. Welcome home, everyone. We're talking HHN. We're talking Not Scary Farm. We're talking a lot of Blumhouse, so I think let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about, all the way in Buena Park, California, last time that we had a live stream, we talked about the former Bloodline 1842 show building. This is what it looked like last time we talked about it. There is an update. So this is a good view of what it used to look like. Now, thanks to Sammyland, thanks to Sammyland, it looks like they might be getting ready to paint the facade that used to be, well, that is now where Bloodline 1842 used to be, also where Paranormal Inc. used to be. It's definitely looking a lot more castle-y now, which is interesting. And yes, no more gingerbread man, R.I.P. No gingerbread smell, unfortunately. Albert says he's getting hyped for Arkham Asylum. And yeah, R.I.P. gingerbread sign. No more gingerbread sign. And now, folks, we definitely talked about that last time. I didn't want anyone to get too attached to that because we all remember the Devil's Den in 3D. They're tricking us. They're up to their tricks, their usual tricks. But y'all, what do you think about this facade? I mean, it's looking nice and gray now. What's next? What's coming next, do you think?
Oh, man. I mean, it's interesting the different type of detailing that's going on, right? Like right by that door, it doesn't seem like there's going to be bricks. Very interesting. And then we also see it's kind of a decaying building. It's falling apart. It's a little older. You know, of course, with the colors we see right now, it's very asylum-y kind of.
Sure.
You know, of course, it'll probably be painted, not stay like this. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. We're gonna have this. Looks like there's gonna be a fenced off area where we're gonna walk by. So that's just gonna look awesome with the facade.
Sure.
But yeah, man, this is very, very interesting. I really hope we still get a bit of a gingerbread smell somewhere in there, or see a gingerbread. But yeah, this is very interesting. That's what my one word I can use right now. Very interesting.
Absolutely. Also, shout out Emiliano. Thank you. Very generous. We love to have you guys here in the chat. It's always a good time. But yeah. Very interesting indeed. Nico, what are your thoughts, friend? Oh, hold on, Nico.
You muted yourself.
Yeah, unmute yourself. Hold on. Oh, this is like a Zoom meeting. There
I
we go.
muted myself. I didn't want to hear myself talk anyways.
All right,
Well,
Nico,
back to
give us
what I
the
was
theory.
saying before I was just talking to myself. I think this is going to be a sequel to a Queen Mary maze. So this looks like a gray asylum, kind of like the gray ghost that we had at Shacktoberfest 2 seasons ago. And that is what I'm going with.
Nice.
Whoa, man. Whoa, crazy theory.
Jack is back, baby. Jack is
He's
back.
going to be out
He
front.
is.
Welcome, everyone. Come on in.
So, but I honestly don't know. It is not an adoption center, like I said last stream. It could be an orphan. It could definitely be an orphanage or an asylum of some sort.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see how the details come together in the coming weeks. But looking very, very mute, very gray right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Indeed. I'm very excited to see what this is going to be. Honestly, like the speculation is sky high right now. But I mean, I think we're onto something collectively. I think we're all onto something. I'm going to highlight some stuff in the chat here. First of all, Larissa, excellent point. Larissa says, I'm always so impressed with the Knott's facades. Yeah, they always do such a phenomenal job. Aquatic Fury says, I think it's going to be Paranormal Inc. 2.0. That would be pretty cool. That would be kind of fun. Expand on the Paranormal Inc. universe. Mary says, I was thinking a prison, but they wouldn't have columns like that. But would they? I mean, if you think about it, right? Like the columns could be giant fences that surround this if it is some sort of like ultimate, high security, whatever. So potentially.
And we did have a prison before with Lockdown the Asylum.
That's right. That's columns. Right. So it wouldn't be super far-fetched at all. That's a great point.
Yeah, true.
Brandon says they killed Gingy. Yeah, man. The ginger snapped, man. The ginger snapped, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Destiny says foliage, statues, possibly scare actor roaming. I like where you're going. Rob, also a museum. I mean,
okay.
I could certainly see it.
What I'm hoping is because we see that this is like the facade is quote unquote like a 2-story building. I hope we get some sort of effect like that in the maze itself.
Sure.
Where we kind of feel like that we go to different levels. I think that would be really cool.
Sure. I mean, the building is certainly tall enough to be able to build some pretty tall. I mean, that's, say what you will about Bloodlines. It was like gorgeous. It had some really big, tall sets.
Yeah.
Some really big rooms. It was very beautiful. A lot left to be desired for sure, but it was, it was a worthy try. Ariana says it's a bank. It's a maze about the horrors of capitalism. That's what we're living every day, man. I don't know if we need that. I don't know if we need that as a maze. But all right, so here is the question for you, gentlemen, and also for everyone in the chat. Cedar Fair is going through some really weird things lately. I'm sure you guys have seen the headlines. They're laying people off. They're tightening the belts. Ever since the merger with Six Flags and Cedar Fair, I guess it's technically Six Flags now. Six Flags is really tightening their belt. So that leaves me pondering what next season could be like. Because if you follow the pattern, right, every year we get at least 2 houses. What's interesting, though, what could go this season for next season? Could it be Origins? Could it be Mesmer? Mesmer debuted by itself. It was the sole house that debuted. Granted, it was post-pandemic shutdown, so things were very funky then. But things are still kind of funky. Or could it be, the Grimoire, which opened the same year as Bloodlines? I mean, what do y'all think? What could go next? What's going to happen here?
Nico?
Yeah. I think, as much as I hate to say it, I think it's time for Origins to retire. As good as a maze that is, it ran its course. Sure. As well as Mesmer. It just hasn't been as strong as it is, or it has been in the past. Daddy Zoetrope will be sorely missed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's time for those two to go. If Six Flags knows what's good for them, they will leave Knott's alone. They will let Knott's run its course because it's one of the highest, the most profitable theme park for the Six Flags name now.
Yeah.
So if Six Flags touches it and changes anything, people will riot.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Robert agrees too. Hands off, Cedar Point or Cedar Fair. Yeah, let's not touch it, man. I agree with you, Nico. Let's just let them do their thing. I hope that's what happens.
I'm hoping they realize how much haunt events means on SoCal. I know that they have their Fright Fests like towards the East Coast. They're all right. They're not like really like not a lot of money's thrown into them.
Sure.
At least of what I've heard from Thomas, who's gone to what's the New Jersey one called? I forget what the Six Flags is called in New Jersey, but he went to the Fright Fest there and he said, "Yeah,
America,
I think it is Great America. I think you're right."
But he's like, somebody look it up. I think Great America is here. Sorry, go ahead, Mystery. Go.
Look it up. But it ain't the quality of what we have out here in SoCal or out in Orlando.
Sure.
So I'm really hoping that they leave Scary Farm alone and notice that, oh my God, this actually brings us in tons of the big bucks. And I really hope that we've talked about it in the past that if we need to do budget cuts, let's move some of those Scary Farm mazes over to Fright Fest. I'm going to be real with you. The extreme that we were trying to do last year, let's take a break from it. Okay. There's a lot of big IPs there that don't need to be used. And frankly, I don't think are going to be used again next year. So yeah, let's leave Scary Farm alone.
That Mario person says, and then watch as they fumble Fright Fest for the 5,468th time.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong, friend. You're not wrong.
As much as Fright Fest is stale with a lot of its mazes, when I went the second time last year, it was just that old school haunted house feel and like Willoughby's and
of course,
Volt 666 and Dan. Like it just had that feel of when I was a kid or a teenager walking through those mazes. So as much as I love that, I would love to see these mazes upgraded. But I honestly had a good time the second time I went last year.
Yeah, and listen, I for one, I'm always going to champion Six Flags as like original mazes. Like their lineup of originals is really fun, and they do some pretty clever stuff when they're fully staffed. When everything's fully working, like when everything fires on all cylinders, they're a lot of fun. When they're open, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, man, Rob's getting angry. Everyone, Mr. E, don't be hating on Fright Fest.
I forgot Rob's here.
and thank you, everyone.
Yeah, dude, Mr. Six.
Mr. Six. It's Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey. So thank you, everyone.
Oh, I said America. Well,
yeah, Great America is here in California. That one I know for sure.
Sorry.
Okay.
All good. Thank you, chat, for checking in on that. But yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Mesmer potentially being the one going next. A lot of picks for Mesmer. I agree. What's strange too is that last year technically should have been Origin's final year, but they decided to leave it for us for this year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there, man.
Had to go.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like Origins might be there for. I wouldn't be surprised if it's there for a long time, dude. Because Sarah Marshall's such a big, just I guess you could say, she's Scary Farm in my opinion. Like honestly,
absolutely.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that stays another year or two.
Sure. If it does stay for a long time, I would just like to visit different parts of the ghost town.
I agree.
Let me visit the laundromat or the laundry place, the brothel, the birdcage theater. Like things like that. Like switch out a lot of the rooms, and it could be fresh and original, and you could keep it for another 5 years.
Yeah, for sure. Show us more parts of Calico that maybe we haven't seen yet. I mean, there's a ton of lore to dig in there, which is great. You know, they could really go the route of Sarah Marshall post-hanging. Sarah Marshall does have sisters. We've talked about that on the show in the past. There is like a potential for a coven of witches to be roaming around, which is pretty fun. The conductor is also like a pretty interesting entity that could be explored in Origins. So there's tons to go off of there for sure, which is really fun. So
I just wish we could still use the keeper.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, bummer, dude. Bummer. That's a whole other thing we'll talk about one day for sure. Whoa, Zombie Chris coming in hot, man. Take away room 13, brother. Whoa.
Kind of agreed. I mean, like first year was fun.
It's
last year was kind of a flop.
Honestly, it's at the same level as Mesmer, and Mesmer has been around for what 4 years now. So like, not wrong, Chris.
Yeah, for sure. Mary agrees. The Floridians are forming a union here.
Oh no, the Room 13 Haters Club.
Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, friends, we're gonna move on to talk about the big news, because there's a lot to break down here. It's been such a weird little chapter in HHN history. Very, very weird. So follow along with this, folks. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. We're very close to hitting 5,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. We're like literally 5 away, I think, or something like that. And then also, this is all we do, friends. We just talk haunts. We talk rumors, history, updates. Hit that subscribe button. It's cheesy, but it's the best way to support the channel for sure. And tell your friends about us. All right, so let's talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. We're going to go on a little journey here that's going to take us all the way to beautiful Mexico at the CC Expo, which is a huge pop culture or comic convention. On Sunday, Jason Blum and James Wan were part of a panel celebrating 15 years of Blumhouse. And it was at this panel that he announced that Five Nights at Freddy's will be at HHN without officially saying that it was going to be a house. He kind of, in a very roundabout way, announced Five Nights at Freddy's. I'll show you guys the clip. This is the first time I'm trying this, so we're gonna see how it works. But I'm gonna show you the clip of what was said on stage.
I'm not gonna say much more than this. At Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios, in Orlando and in Hollywood, there may be something to do this September and October with Five Nights at Freddy's.
Jason, you know I've been telling you for a long time that I'm a big Halloween Horror Nights fan, so these news is amazing, right? Give me a Halloween Horror Nights fan and Five Nights at Freddy's.
So yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So that was Jason Blum spilling the beans, essentially, that Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to Horror Nights, and that forced, I'm using very specific words here that I don't want you to read too much into, but, so that had Horror Nights feeling like, oh, hey, well, I guess we should post about this then, huh? So they tweeted out Five Nights at Freddy's is coming in a whole new way to this year's Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights in both Hollywood and Orlando. More details coming soon. Now, from the beginning, HN Nightmares, who are the prediction wizards of HHN, did speculate that there was going to be a full-on house coming to HHN Hollywood. And this kind of seems to pretty much confirm it. But there is tons of confusion online, I feel like. Gentlemen, chat, what are your guys' thoughts on this semi-announcement, not really fully an announcement? Did Jason Blum spill the beans? Like, what happened here?
Yeah. It's yeah, dude. I think the craziest part is Horror Nights had to go right away and just post right on like Twitter and just post that video too. And you see the tweet that they put out there too, and they're like,
Right.
Not even saying a house or anything. They're like, more information is to come. And it's like, this was 5 p.m. right on a Sunday, 8 p.m. for those on the East Coast, which is like unheard of. Okay. Like usually that doesn't happen unless we're getting an announcement just for Hollywood at like Midsummer Scream or whatever. No, but our boys over in Orlando, they're eating dinner and then they get this notification that, oh, there's something coming. And it's huge. It's huge. Like, it's not like, they announced, like, you remember when they made that mistake with Poltergeist in the past where they showed the hotel picture or like the picture of the Poltergeist maze in a hotel, and then they are like, oh shit, now we have to announce it. That's Poltergeist, right? Like, that's not huge. It's not, it's a good IP, but it's not Five Nights at Freddy's, dude. This honestly, like, there's someone who messed up. I don't know if Jason got the go ahead or if he knows, because he is Blumhouse himself, that he can just do something like that and not get in trouble. But just to add on, like, the media side of us. So usually, we get like a drop, like what are they called?
Press release.
A press release, right? Like, you get a press release. There was no press release for this. So that's also part of it where we're like, huh, okay, hold on. So yeah, man, that was shocking. I remember going straight to our chat, like between us three, and I was like, what the heck? Like, this was insane, dude. Yeah.
So you're starting. Where do you lie? Do you think it was planned, or you think it was like a slip up or like a last second thing? Where's your head at?
So the only thing that's leaving me a little skeptical is that, at the convention he does pull up that video, that little thing. So that was already created. Now, what was it created for? Was it created for this convention or something else? Who knows? But it was up there. It's not like he just said, like, well, you might see something there. He literally went, boom, look at this up on the wall. Like, this is official. So I'm still a little skeptical, but I am leaning more towards that. I think Jason Blum went on and did this on his own first.
Okay. Nico, what are your thoughts, Fred? Because let me tell you, this has been the talk of the town.
Yeah.
And I love hearing 100%. All sides of this argument, because I'm kind of like, I don't know. I know where I stand pretty firmly, but I also, like, there's times where I'm like, but maybe, like, somebody makes a good point and I'm like, okay, maybe it was a weird little slip up. But Nico, where do you stand, dude? Where do you stand on this?
Yes. Yeah, so, like, when this was announced, I kidnapped everybody in my car. They wanted to go home, and I'm like, I need to get this out. Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to Horror Nights. Everybody just hold on. But I honestly think this was planned from the get-go.
Okay.
The host didn't seem that surprised. Like, it wasn't a big shock to him, especially with him saying that he loves Halloween Horror Nights. But yeah, I think it was a planned thing. It was just weird. Just the whole announcement was weird.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like, at least with Chucky being announced on Halloween or November 1st.
Mm-hmm.
When was it? When was the Chucky house announced? Like the last
it was
day,
like the last night of Horror Nights
or 2 years ago.
But they had a video. They had a video for it.
But at least they told us what it was going to be. Where this was just like, Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to Halloween Horror Nights in a way. So just
odd.
More info coming soon. It was just so weird. I think it was planned, but it's just fucking odd.
Yeah, delivery of it. The delivery of it is really weird, because then you have like, pretty big outlets like Sci-Fi. By the way, shout out to Jonathan from 365 for this. He pointed this out. Sci-Fi posted an article about it saying, like, oh, Five Nights at Freddy's Halloween Horror Nights 2025. And in their article, they're saying Universal announced over the weekend Five Nights at Freddy's will get its own haunted house during this year's festivities. But that's not what was said. That's
not what I said.
specifically not what was announced.
Yeah.
And all they said is coming in a new way to Halloween Horror Nights. So is this a new way for Five Nights at Freddy's, or is this a new way for Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah.
Sure. Now, Duff from 365 made an excellent point here. There hasn't been a Five Nights at Freddy's haunted house. So that alone would be a new way that it's for us to experience it, right?
Right.
But I hear the theories about it being like a or here, check this out. Mr. Disney King says it's been downgraded to a meet and greet. Somebody else mentioned that it could be, let me see if I can find it. I thought I highlighted it. Shit, maybe I lost it. But somebody did mention that, okay, well, maybe it's like a D&D style, fan fest style experience, right?
Experience.
Yeah. Right. I mean, do you guys think there's any credence to any of that? Like other people have mentioned like Dead Coconut Club in Orlando, maybe the Weekend Bar location here at in Hollywood, that it's not a house. I don't know. I think it's a house, but what do you guys think?
Oh, we want to get into theories now? Are we getting in now? Okay.
That's what we do, baby.
Right.
That's what we do.
Yeah, I'm ready, dude, because my brain's going. Also, that's literally what I've been doing before this is tomorrow, all those who are live, there will be a TLEV video. It isn't a construction update. It is more of a theory of what this could be at the event.
All right.
To start off, I do like that conversation that's going around where it might just be different from what we've seen with Five Nights at Freddy's at the event already. We had that behind the screens in the DreamWorks theater where you got to see the costumes in the Megan dance show. Then we had that weird photo op that everybody was like, why is this even here last year for the Terror Tram? And that was placed there. So if this is coming new, that just means, okay, so we know for sure we can cross off that we're not going to have the theater, seeing the costumes again. That's crossed off. It shouldn't be a photo op, I would assume.
Right. Because that is what we got, like, what was it, last season or the season before
that?
Exactly,
last season.
Both coasts got that pop-up photo op and like, oh, here's your Five Nights.
So it can't be those two, right? And then where I'm also like just kind of going back to that announcement, where I'm just kind of like a little sus about the stuff. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's is so big, and to make this the first quote unquote announcement, and for it to only be a meet and greet or a photo op is going to mess everything up.
Right.
Because you can't start off by, Five Nights at Freddy's, it's going to be a dance show. Like, it's like saying that, announcing the Jabberwockies as the first thing for Halloween Horror Nights, you know, instead of going into the mazes or going into something huge. I like that theory of the walkthrough experience, like the fan fest thing.
Sure.
I like that the idea of going through those pulsating rooms. If we are to follow a security guard who's there for the night, see some really awesome puppets or actual animatronics with the engineering team, what they can do. I think that would be really cool, especially if they give everybody their own flashlights too. And we have a whole situation, like if anybody's ever done it before at Scary Farm, that just threw me off. Why do I see John Murdy again? This account I keep seeing.
Is John Murdy back?
Yeah,
John Murdy's back.
John Murdy's back, folks. Welcome back, John. All the way from. Oh, I guess he's in LA now on vacation.
Supposedly in LA, yeah.
John, go back to the pool, dude. What are you doing? Don't hang out with us. Go back to the pool. What are your kids doing?
Just don't get struck by lightning.
But the flashlights, like if everybody are to get flashlights like at Scary Farm with the trick or treat lights out experience, that was phenomenal how everybody had their flashlights. I think that also would work really great with that. That's my first theory. I saw Nico was anti walkthrough experience. What's up about that, Nico? You don't want that?
So I thought about it being like the Dungeons and Dragons or the Star Trek experience at FanFest nights. But I just don't want to be in a huge room with 30 other people and just like, oh, there's Freddy Fazbear across the room, but I'm on this side of the room. And like, I'd rather have a house than, well, I think we all would. But just, I'm going to axe the D&D FanFest experience type of walkthrough. Because it worked. It worked well for Dungeons and Dragons. It worked well for Star Trek. I don't think it would work well for this.
And so my first thought when people were mentioning that it could be like a D&D type experience, FanFest was awesome. I loved it. It worked so well for the most part because it wasn't packed to the brim like Horror Nights is.
Yes.
Horror Nights, they shove people into every corner of that park wherever they can. And so to have like a pulsed timed event like the D&D walkthrough would never work at Hall, especially in Hollywood, especially in Orlando. It could never work at these parks because the capacity is so huge. Those lines would be even longer than they already are. And also, I feel like every room would have to be like 5 seconds long. They'd like usher you in and be like, look over there, okay, now run. And then next room, okay, look over there, okay, now keep going. And especially the way that like last year in particular, they were pairing everybody up, shoving us like sardines into the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre house and other houses.
Yeah.
Like they want to get you through those houses as fast as possible. So I, for one, think it would be cool to have like a walkthrough experience similar to the D&D one, 4 or 5 nights. I don't think it's going to be that. I don't even think it could actually be that. And 365 is confident it's a house. I think so too. I think so too.
Don't stop yelling at us. I'm sensitive. What I would be okay in a group setting would be if they actually designed a sort of Freddy Fazbear pizzeria, and it was kind of like the scare actor dining experience that they had in Orlando.
Okay.
And they have a stage set up. You have the Freddy Fazbear and all of them doing their little animatronic dance, and then afterwards they roam the room. Right. I know that's not going to happen, but
how cool would it be? Like that would be the way to do it, man. Yeah,
it's a reserved experience. Eesh.
Oh, dude, if people would be fighting in the streets for those reservations, man. Yeah,
100%. A dinner and a show, it could totally. I mean, that's not a terrible thought, right there. You know,
not at all. No. I mean, it would be pretty cool. It would be pretty damn cool. That Mario person.
On, like...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nico.
I was just gonna say, just tables on moving walkways, and then when it ends, you have to leave. Doesn't matter how much comfortable you are with pizza or salad. Yeah, when it ends, it will dump you out. And then just go around and pick up the next people.
It's like the rotating sushi, but we're the sushi, and they're just like
getting
us out of there.
There you go. Love that.
All right, that Mario person with an excellent question here. Now the question is, if it's a house, how will they do the animatronics? Actual bots, puppets? I think a mix of both, honestly.
Yeah.
Horror Nights Hollywood, specifically Hollywood, has been doing some really incredible things with big puppets, with actual animatronics. So I think it would be a mix of people in costumes, like the bloater from The Last of Us, or even like the Predator from AVP, and then also like puppets, like the Xenomorph from AVP, or the big giant puppet at the end, the Alien Queen. What do you guys think? Puppets, animatronics, both?
Oh yeah.
I would think like. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go.
All right. So I would think like Mr. Cupcake, if that's Chica's Cupcake's name, would be like the face huggers from AVP. Just like popping up and disappearing really quick. Animatronics would be cool. It would be cool if it was kind of like the From Dusk Till Dawn scenario where you start off in a nice Freddy Fazbear pizzeria, and then you go through the hallways of the different rooms, and then you end with a more demented Freddy Fazbear pizzeria.
Sure.
But
yeah.
I think there would be plenty of animatronics. They did well with the Chuckies. And the Weekend.
Oh yeah, dude.
The little
yeah.
Babels. The little Babels.
Yeah. And I think it would be a good mix of both.
Yeah, no,
Agreed.
I agree. And I think too, we saw with it was, I'm trying to remember, was it La Lechuza or was it Talala Pucci? I can't remember, the big owl animatronic in the first Monstros. Was it La That was phenomenal. And that was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. So we know that they can make big animatronics. It's not just the small Marshmallow Man that we saw. It's not just little Babels or anything like that. They can make big things.
Yeah.
So I agree that it's going to be a mix of both. I'm already picturing, like, you're talking about the cupcake, right, Nico? You could easily turn the old treasure chest for Dungeons and Dragons into the cupcake or something like that.
Sure.
And have it opening its mouth
Big
or whatever.
Big
ass cupcake. Big ass cupcake. So if you're here, tell the engineers that's a very easy thing to do.
No, we want a big ass cupcake.
We want a big ass cupcake in there. But guys, I want to challenge the HHN 365 situation, the saying that it's just a maze, right? If it was just a maze, why would they have not just announced it then? Why would it not just, why would they stop it at more to come? Is it because they're creating some kind of commercial for it? Are they going to do this big IP commercial? Like, why would we not get it right then and there? That's my perspective on it. It's
so it's funny. Drawing
so
Whatever
weird.
Inc. says the first official announcement, and it still feels speculated. 100%, man. It really does. There's so many questions now. There are so many questions. But exploring attractions. Shout out Scott. Happily recently married. Congratulations on that,
right.
dude.
Yeah.
He says, I genuinely think it's a house, and Universal just always has some weird announcement techniques. Happens every year with at least one announcement. This one definitely feels more weird than anything. You know what I mean?
Scott is talking. So
I mean, yeah, it definitely did. It got us buzzing about it for sure. So I think my theory is that it's a house, and then maybe there's one additional thing that they're gonna do, perhaps. Perhaps.
Okay. Interesting, man.
And airbag crawl.
But yeah, man, honestly, very strange indeed. But I mean, very exciting that we have confirmation. 5 Nights at Freddy's at Horror Nights 2025. How exactly? Still to come. There's rumors
I'm so frustrated.
I know it is. It is really frustrating. There's rumors that this week we're gonna get some sort of an official announcement, potentially on Thursday for something.
Ooh. Dang.
So we'll see.
You think a 5 p.m. announcement, or is it 9 a.m.?
Maybe if it's, I think it'll probably be the traditional 9 a.m. East kind of announcement, honestly.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. I got a comment that I want to highlight real quick. I'm losing it.
Threw it all off.
What was that, Nico?
Jason Blum just threw it all off on Sunday, giving us a 5 p.m. Yeah, it's even if it was a 9 a.m. announcement with 5 Nights at Freddy's and then 2-way Halloween Horror Nights, I would have been more okay with that. But it's the fact that it was also at 5 p.m.
It was so random.
Yeah.
Destiny says it's going to be more like 9:34 a.m. I like it. Yeah, every year, 35, 36, 37.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. So yeah, here's an interesting take too that we've talked about before. Hans360 says 5 Nights should have been at Horror Unleashed Las Vegas.
Oh,
I agree. I think that would have instead of choosing, Universal, I love you so much, but you chose so many repeat IPs for your brand new attraction in Las Vegas. You had one that was staring you right in the noggin where you could even serve pizza. Like it's already built into the whole theming. But whatever. I'm just a humble customer that goes to these events all the time.
Yes, that's who we are. Yes.
What do I know? Sudoku, very generous. Thank you very much. Five Nights at Freddy's Water World. Now that I would love to see.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. That's
Get
phenomenal.
Freddy on a fucking on a jet ski. I want to see him go off those ramps. I want.
Yes.
Anytime they're down, they're just floating in the water. Just a big ass like animatronic just floating in the water. I love it.
Foxy doing the firefall.
Oh snap! Now we're talking.
It ain't the Mariner, dude. It's Freddy Fazbear,
It's Freddy
dude. He's
Giant ass cupcake hanging upside down, about to fall into the toxic waste.
A spring trap fire dive. I mean, yeah, let's do it. John, if you're still in the chat, cancel the purge. It's Five Nights at Freddy's Water World for sure.
And you'll have it packed every night.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Every night, dude.
Giant soaked animatronics. Yeah, they're just like
Yeah, thinking about it too, you got to make those suits very light, for whoever's under it. Like it's yeesh.
Well, speaking of Blumhouse and speaking of announcements, first of all, damn Maniac, very generous. Appreciate you, man. It's like they had to rush to get something out. It felt like he was tired of waiting for Universal and just gave it out. I mean, honestly, probably, maybe. I don't know.
Like that's what I'm trying to wonder. It's like, who saw the slide deck before it was put out there for the convention, for that panel? Like, was it just the Blumhouse team? Did Jason Blum text Murdy and he was like, yeah, whatever, go for it. Sure. Go for it. So like that's what I want to know, man.
It's like me with Christmas presents. I'll buy Christmas presents, then I'll go, hey John, do you want to know what I got you? Hey Tim, do you want to know what I got you? Just can't wait.
Shut
you
up.
have to let it out of the bag as soon as possible.
The excitement. And also, listen, when you've got a hype crowd, I'm sure Jason Blum was on that WWE pop high where the crowd was just going crazy. And he's like, fuck it, I'll give you everything.
Candy.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, man, that adrenaline was crazy. I gotta be at Midsummer now. He's like, that was crazy.
365 is starting a petition for the Fazbear Tunnel. No more toxic tunnel. Let's get all the Z's in the Fazbear Tunnel. I love it.
I'm down.
Oh, man. Well, yes, going back to Blumhouse, going back to Jason Blum and his announcements, they did announce quite a bit, and they went over the details of a few things on this panel in Mexico. First of all, they released a new poster for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Big year for Blumhouse this year. Tons of huge sequels. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Of course, Megan 2, which is on a promotional train right now that is going nuts. Black Phone 2 was announced and revealed on that panel. And it's a very interesting concept, too. Now they're kind of making the grabber more of a supernatural entity a la Freddy Krueger.
Dude.
Very spooky, very scary. So Blumhouse is very busy right now. And they also released a Mexican horror film that was shot in Mexico, produced by Blumhouse, called No Me Sigas. And it's a Spanish language horror movie about a influencer who moves into a haunted house and tries to like fake hauntings, but then actual entities start coming out and chasing this person around, doing all kinds of crazy things. So lots on Blumhouse's plate right now for sure. So this leads the question, what does that mean for HHN this year? Are we getting, the Blumhouse Terror Tram is already rumored. It seems like with everything that's going on, that's kind of probably the for sure thing that's going to happen. What do you guys think?
Okay. All right. I'll start. Well, first of all, I really liked the Black Phone 2 trailer. I thought that was awesome. Out of all, man, Nico. There you go. That's what I want. I don't want to see. I need you to always agree with me, okay, Nico? No, but out of the, I guess the Five Nights at Freddy one was all right. But out of like the Megan trailer, I think the Black Phone 2 one seems a little scarier.
Yeah.
Megan seems like it's just going to be an action movie. Like they've really pivoted for that. I don't think it was a good pivot, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, back to Horror Nights, like it makes it easier now to have different forms of the grabber, right? Like now you have the newer film one where you can make the mask all frosty, and you can do one where
you just spray a little snow on it. The
jaw and
Nico is very excited about that.
I agree.
But I don't. Yeah, I like look the Blumhouse Terror Tram. I'll pass, but you know. The Black Phone 2 movie, I'll check it out. That seems it'll be Spooks Magooks, so that's cool, man.
I need that to be the official title or the official quote from TLEC.
Magooks, yeah.
I would see Spooks Magooks before I would see the Black Phone 2.
It was Spooks Magooks. Oh wow!
If that's not on the Blu-ray, we failed. We have totally failed. Mr. Disney King says he'll be on the Terror Tram midway and say, "I'll pass."
I'm just gonna stay on the tram. You can pull around, please.
Spooks Magooks house.
There you go. Black Phone 2, Spook Magooks. Yeah, you forgot the Z. You forgot the Z.
Oh yes, it needs the 2 Z's for sure. Nico, we know you're very excited for the prospect of a Blumhouse Terror Tram. Why don't you tell us about it, man?
There is nothing like Blumhouse. Blumhouse is the McDonald's of horror. It's just you don't want it, but when you're feeling like a horror movie, sometimes Blumhouse just hits right.
It's a late night, you know. The deals look good. It looks tasty.
Yeah. Megan 2, like when I first saw that trailer, I was like, this is gonna be the stupidest shit. Like it was a decent concept for the first movie. Now it's just is it an action movie? Is it a horror? Is it a comedy? I don't know. Is Megan and this new doll gonna fall in love? Is it a love story?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where they went.
And then that's Megan 3. They team up. You know, God.
And that's what connects us into the Terminator universe. And then
that's what I was about to say. This is
Then-
essentially Terminator 2, bro. This new movie that's coming out is Terminator 2. It's just not as
Pretty
good.
Pretty much. But
God.
I don't know. Megan 2, you're it
Black
is
Phone is the snack wrap. You know what? Yeah, man. I could go for a snack wrap right now.
Hey, they're bringing it back. It's coming back, boys. It's coming back.
And then we have Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Looks pretty mid. I don't know how I feel about it. It doesn't look scary. The first one wasn't even scary. Sure. But I think it's like a good introduction for children. I don't know why I threw my head back like that, like I was being possessed. Freddy Fazbear's ripping my soul out of my body. But like Five Nights at Freddy's, fine. It's a good introduction for newer horror fans. But then the Black Phone 2, like the first concept was so good, just a kidnapper, and then the house is haunted by the kids, or the phone is haunted by the kids, and is helping this kid escape the grabber. But now the grabber is an entity, and it looks pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like it looks like it's gonna be a fun time, I guess. But it should have just ended at the Black Phone. Yeah,
I don't know.
Man.
I think this looks pretty cool, man. I mean, come on.
It looks cool.
Yes. Yeah. And you look cool, man.
Hey, this is Mason Thames' year, dude. Like, shoot, the 2025, he is making the big bucks now, dude. It's crazy.
That's true.
What an agent he has there.
But like, is the movie gonna be like a ghost version of Phone Booth? Like,
right.
I just I don't know if I needed it. I'll probably still go and see it.
Sure.
But do we need it?
Now I agree, because the first Black Phone was start to finish so intriguing, very spooky. The performances were fantastic in it. I hope they can keep that same energy for this second one. But the grabber skating toward us on the ice was, to me, like, I'm like, okay, we're getting a little silly here. We'll see how it turns out. Yeah, exactly.
He's raw, dude. He's raw on the skates, man.
Yeah,
he's
man.
Great.
It's
Nico,
also just going to be.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say, it's going to be weird how they're going to connect this Black Phone with the Black Phone phone booth. Like, what's the connection with that?
Sure.
Okay.
And
Mason Thames was the grabber all along, dude. That's what it is.
Plot twist.
So what were you going to ask me, Ms. 3?
No, I wanted to touch on the fact that you said that, like, Five Nights at Freddy's is a good, like, entry level into horror. So that worries me a little bit for Horror Nights. Like, what audience is going to be attracted for this year's event if truly FNAF is taken over? So, like,
let me answer that for you, Mr. E. A huge audience, a giant audience. Like,
but what age group is the audience? John?
All kinds, right? Yeah. That's why they're doing it, because they know that it appeals to really young kids, but then it also appeals to adults who have been with the franchise for a long time. But I hear where you're coming from, and I am a little scared about that. I think this year in general is probably going to be a lot busier than last year, just from the IPs they managed to pull. Because there's some pretty big ones for sure, man.
But even with Ghostbusters, I think that's a pretty good entry level, like, kind of like horror-esque movie.
Yeah.
And that attracted its own type of audience. I think Five Nights at Freddy's is going to attract its own type of audience. We're going to have Thomas make a bunch of videos about how you shouldn't take your kids and strollers to Horror Nights.
That's my whole point, dude. It's like, I don't want kids at the event. How about that, dude? Like, that's my whole point.
Mr. Disney King with an excellent point here. A Terrifier at the same night as Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, those are two very different audiences for sure.
I want to see Freddy Fazbear.
Take him to Terrifier.
Art the Clown instead, dude. You're walking in, there's chainsaws waiting for you. That's exactly what Freddy Fazbear wants,
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting year for sure. I think, though, it's probably, if HN Nightmares believes it's going to be a Blumhouse Terror Tram, I don't see it going any other way. I think that's exactly what it's going to be. And it may be pretty similar to what we got last year, too. I wouldn't be surprised if we started with the Megan, then we ended up with the Black Phone and Freaky, and then if we went up to, whatever the finale was. I wouldn't be surprised if it was basically almost exactly the same thing verbatim. I hope not, because the Terror Tram deserves a lot better than that, but that's just kind of where we've been. That's kind of the pattern we've been on here in Hollywood, where it's just like, oh, let's do the same thing, but we'll add a 2 to the end of it and call it new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. Emma's pointing out that the Jim Henson Creature Shop shared the Five Nights at Freddy's announcement. Now, we know that Jim Henson did the costumes for the first movie, but they also did the big-ass puppet for the D&D experience. So maybe they're coming back to help out with Five Nights at Horror Nights. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
A big-ass beholder. Awesome. That was really cool.
And it's going to be the
big-ass cupcake. That's what I want.
Yeah, there we go. It's going to be the Black Phone again in the Terror Tram. It's just going to be covered in ice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. No, Dude, I'm gonna remember this day, Nico. Okay, it's gonna be that, like, literally, dude. And then the Megan stands are gonna be the same, but now it's the two different Megans going at it instead of her torturing like people. That's what.
I just wish we could have seen the Wolfman in the finale.
Me too, man.
I'm gonna say it, Orlando. You guys ruined it for us. I'm blaming y'all for that one.
They bullied the poor Wolfman into hiding for sure. Blumhouse was like, "Oh, never mind." Oops.
Yeah, dude. Gosh, yeah.
But yeah, very interesting indeed. Well, that's, I think, it, unless you guys can think of anything else that we can cover tonight. But here's an interesting question. Where was it? Damn it, I got to keep highlighting these things as they come. The chat has been so active. I love it. It's a great problem to have, though. So would Five Nights at Freddy's work in the DreamWorks Theater during HHN Hollywood? I mean, I feel like they're going to have to do something in there to pull the crowds. I don't think Chucky was a huge hit last season. That would be my go-to to just bring that back and maybe change up the script. But I don't know. I could see a Five Nights thing happening in there. Why not? You know what I mean? But what do you guys think?
Yeah, maybe. If anything, I would think it would be more like the Horrors of Blumhouse when it was all Megans, but have like different animatronics go throughout the amphitheater and just do a little robot dance and then leave. And then they kick you out, and everybody once again goes, "What the fuck was that?" And then you get a picture with Freddy Fazbear at
Thank you. Yeah, there we go. That line will go crazy, dude. Like, we saw the ones for One Piece, but if you have the Freddy and the team out there, yeesh, man. Talk about crowd control.
Yeah, man.
No, I think this is the perfect time to bring back the Jabberwockies.
In the DreamWorks Theater. Too. Hell yeah. I like it. Brother. Well, one thing's for sure. It's going to be an incredibly interesting 2025 season. The announcements are starting kind of to roll out. We should be seeing something maybe this week, maybe next week. Very soon, though, because June has typically been a pretty big announcement month for HHN. So keep an eye out. I'm sure we'll probably be back next week talking about something that just dropped. I just have a feeling the way that this news has been going. And again, if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and subscribe because the news just keeps coming, baby. It's the best time of the year. We're leading up to every event, giving us a taste of what's coming. And well, gentlemen, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you? Mystery, where can they find you?
Yeah, I mean, TLEV Media. We're hitting 5K here, which I heard we hit it. Maybe, I don't know, John. I think you might have hit it during this stream. Which congratulations.
Let me take a look.
I hope I didn't. Yeah, I hope I didn't mess up anything.
Oh, we did. Yeah, man. Look at that. Oh, it's not gonna focus. Come on, focus. There you go. 5,003. We've officially surpassed it. Hell yeah. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. We made it. We got it.
But as John hits 5K, we are 20 away from 10K. So if y'all are not subscribed to TLEV, go and do that if you would like. If you don't mind seeing this mug, because this is literally the only mug you see on there. Anyways, social medias, everything is TLEV Media.
Yeah, for sure. Go give Mystery a hand, everyone. And Mystery is keeping us up to the minute with all the updates. So thanks for all your hard work with that, dude. Excellent work keeping us updated. Nico, where can everyone find you, friend?
You could find me at the Entertainment Connection. I'm a couple hundred, maybe like almost 700 away from 20K on YouTube.
Ooh, damn.
So that's pretty exciting.
Nice.
I've been working on some like all scares, full facade walkthrough videos of last year's Horror Nights, which is pretty fun. Dead Exposure is not doing too hot, so if you all could give that a watch, that'd be awesome. But yeah, Mystery has the coverage earlier in the week. of Horror Nights. I'm trying to get there at the end of the week just to always keep you guys full and satisfied with the updates. And yeah, this month, last year, Horror Nights had 4 maze announcements or house announcements.
Wow.
So we better match that.
Here we go.
Entertainment Connection, please follow. Like and subscribe.
Well, gentlemen, as always, a pleasure to have you on. I love talking haunts with you guys. And everyone in the chat watching live, thank you for spending some time with us. Everybody watching on the replay as well, I enjoy reading the comments and everything. We'll be chatting very soon, friends, because, again, I think there's no stopping in sight. I think the announcements are going to start coming, and they're going to start coming fast, right one after another. It's going to be nuts here in a second, and I love it. It's the best time of the year. Be sure to follow us, like I said, Instagram and Twitter at The Hauntline, youtube.com/The Hauntline. You're already here. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until the next time, everyone, thank you for calling The Hauntline. We'll see you soon.